are we on right now? What category are we on right now? What category? Bring it. What category are we on right now?
The category is Sun God Realness. Hey guys, Jordan here, pro makeup artist here in Los Angeles, and I'm here to help. If you have any questions about makeup, skincare, or self-care, drop a comment and I'll answer it next time. So in my Makeup for Beginners video, I was actually answering a question for someone who happened to be very fair-skinned. So today I want to show you some tips and tricks for people who are sort of my complexion into chocolate ebony complexion. So specifically, one thing in that video that I showed was sort of how to sculpt your face with bronzer. That really works best for light to medium skin tones. So I can still get away with it, but any deeper than me and you're gonna wanna switch things up a little bit. So when you have lighter skin, you can focus on contouring. When you have deeper skin, you wanna focus on highlighting, which works best with concealer. I have here my Nars Creamy Radiant Concealer. It's kind of a cult classic. And I'm using Custard, which is a little bit light for me, but it's still golden. So my complexion has a pretty golden undertone. You want to stay within your undertone. So if you watched that video, and if you haven't, you should, I sort of showed you how to make a big 3 with the contour. So we just did a 3, right? So for this, we're gonna do wherever that 3 isn't, is where you wanna highlight. So I kind of make like a big V shape here. You can go a little right here. If you wanna get really fancy, which is optional, you can even do a little down the center of the face. Just give it a little tap tap. And for this nose part, you can bring this all the way up in the forehead a little bit. I even like to just spread this down. So one more time, we just start on the inner corner here. I make a big triangle. Do a little right here. So you can feel where your cheekbone is. You're gonna go right underneath that. And right on top. So Brittany on YouTube asked, what's the difference between bronzer and contour? And I'll get more in depth into that at a later date, but I want to show you how with bronzer on deeper skin, we can still bronze, but it's not going to be for contour. It's just going to be for sun-kissed radiance. So, little trick, I love to use bronzer as a setting powder. So make sure it's really not too much on your brush, and you're just gonna bounce it, just like we did with the setting powder before, but we're just gonna literally use the bronzer this time. And it works especially well when you are going really nice and light and bright with your concealer, because you will darken it just a little bit when you do this, but you get this sort of lit from within look. So it looks very bright, but you calm it down so it doesn't look like you just have the wrong color on. But again, bronzer has more of a glowing finish to it rather than just a setting powder, so you get this really sort of angelic, just... So the other thing you want to do differently is blush color. If you've been blessed with the melanin, you really want to have a blush that is richly pigmented. These are my 2 go-to favorites out of my blush palette here. So this one's called Tahj Mahal, and this one's called Exhibit A. They're both from Nars. Nars makes amazing blushes. for deeper skin tones. And I actually just like to mix these two. And it'll work on me, but it'll work all the way to the deepest skin. Top it off so you're not starting with too much. And again, I might just take a little bit and just add a little liveliness, a little blood flow to the skin. Yes. Ooh, she looks alive. She looks fresh. She looks well rested. Yes. She's been in the sun. She's in Maui. She's in Hawaii. She's in Barbados. And just like with the other blush, specifically with Tahj Mahal, something that is an orange. Orange looks bomb on deeper skin tones. It just looks fucking really good. So I'm going to take some of that same blush, tap it off, make sure it's not too much, and we're just going to sweep it right on the lid. We haven't got into color correcting, but orange really brightens up deep skin that's discolored. So rather than doing 100 layers of creams and powders and all these different things, just simply using the orange tone on your eye is going to do all that work for you. So I just focus it on the lid and just blend it upward. It's just going to brighten. So when it comes to your lip gloss, you also want to stick in your orangey tones. Are just going to be really nice if you want to look natural, but just enhance things, brighten it up, freshen it up. So I love Anastasia glosses here. This one is Sunset Strip. Oh, fitting. I live right near Sunset Strip. I'm just using a lip brush for this because this is out of my kit. Yes. Come through, Anastasia. Ooh, these smell good too. It's like a vanilla cupcake up in here. And that's it. So some quick tips for beginners if you have deeper skin is to focus on the highlight rather than contour. Use a concealer for this. Use a bronzer as setting powder all over radiance, and go super bright with your blush. Of course we can use that on the lid, but oranges and reds are gonna look really good. So if you have any other questions, comments, leave them below. I'm always happy to help, and I'll see you next time.